Hello friends, welcome back to our channel The Tuition Center. Stay home and be safe and healthy. Today we would learn how to apply effects to our layers, plus how to play with different combination of effects and settings. So in today's chapter we would learn how to make circles and have bubble light effect in the animation. So here you can see that there are around two bubbles and they are separating like a drop. In the same way, here you can see the squares are separating from a dot, and then dot is going, and then dot is disappearing. So today's topic would cover both of the things. So main effects which we are using in today's tutorial would be rough edge plus level if we want to, and shapes. So mainly today we would be focusing detail of shape layer again, plus if we and how we will apply effects to our layers, and then how would we play with different type of combination modulation in the effect box. So to start with, let's go to new and new project, click on new composition. We will take HDTV 1080 as our default setting. Frame rate we are taking 25 frames, and let's take the duration of the timeline to be around 5 seconds and click enter. So first thing first, whenever you do any step, make sure to save it. And as we have created a new project and new composition, let's save it by the name. Let's play with effects. Right, so now we have created our project and we have created our composition. So let's first create a shape. So let's click on rectangular and let's create a shape. Let's move the shape towards the center of the screen. Yeah, so as you have seen that there were two circles and something was joining those two circles. So what was joining that two circles was a rectangular shape in between them. So let's first animate our rectangular shape. Let's start with 1 second. Go to the rectangular shape properties, open rectangular shape properties and go to size. First thing first, so you need to create your first key. Plus here you can see a button which is known as linking button. So as we all know the use of linking button, if the linking button is on, then the ratio of scaling or any XYZ thing which have linking button to it would be in the same proportionate. Whereas if it's off, then you can change your width height in different proportionate. So let's off the linking button and let's click on the settings and do the setting 0. Make our first, so we have made our first question. Let's go to 3 seconds and let's create our second key and let's edit the value. Let's make the width and height 0 and click enter. So you can see your second key has automatically been made. So what's the animation? Let's see. So this is the animation which we can see right now. So let's I think let's scale our unit a little bit. Let's do it around 400 so that we can see we can see that both the things are at some distance, and we can see that the bubble effect or joining effect and then going apart can be seen very easily. Let's type here 400. Let's go to our second point and type it 400. Now let's click here and let's add ellipse. So once we have clicked on ellipse, you can see one wait a minute. Let's click on rectangle and then let's click here and let's add ellipse. So difference between, you can see when we have clicked on content and then when we have added ellipse, it was outside the rectangle, but in this case we have taken ellipse as its own body and we have taken it under red. So let's click on ellipse and firstly let's increase the size to around 350, right? Let's go to point 0, create our first position key, go to the end point or 3 seconds as per the timeline. Now when you are clicking here and moving it, you can see that you can't the second key is not auto created. So what is that we are doing wrong? So as we have talked about before also, whenever you work with shape layer, there are two type of transformation properties to each and every object which is in shape layer. One is the transformation properties of that particular layer. Another are transformation property of that particular shape. So as we have created our position key in the transformation property of ellipse, that's why we can't see any auto key when we are dragging our object towards any out point. So now when we have edited the properties, you can see the second key is automatically made. Now let's go to 380. Okay, now our first circle is good to go. Let's duplicate this ellipse by pressing command D, and you can see one more ellipse have been created. So let's edit the property and make it minus 380 so that it's on the other point. Now we can see what is the movement, right? So now what you can see is, you can see that two circles are going apart, but the question is that droplet effect or is not visible. It's like a square, rectangle is in its own field plus circle is in its own field. So now we will apply effect known as rough edges so that each and every part of this composition or this shape layer is being combined. So let's go here and type rough edges and then drag it here. Now once you click on rough edges, you can see the property box of that particular effect is open in front of you with different type of settings in it. So let's play with the setting. What happened when we reduce or when we decrease border settings? So you can see when we increase or decrease border settings, the outline edges are being fractional, and when we click here which says edge sharpness, you can see that the, let's zoom in it, so you can see that the edges are going more prominent. See, okay, let's zoom out. In fractal you can see the amount is being adjusted. Scaling scales your thing, but the main thing to notice here is that the middle part and the circle are being adjusted as though they are in the same layer or loop. So there's some problem, that's why it's quitting again and again. So you can adjust different type of options which are available for you in the box, and you can see what all effects is it providing to your circle, right? So let's reset the setting, and a different type of options. These are all options also you can play with. So it's like fire effect. So what does it do? Let's deselect it. It's like two fireballs are going apart from each other, right? And here you can see it's like leaving its trail when they are going separate. So this is the basically thing, or this is the option which, this is the effect due to which this trail is being created. In the same way you can apply different type of options and see what all do they do to your layer. Feel free to play, because unless until you don't play, you will not get the feel which you are looking for. So here we will take rough as our option. Let's go to the sharpness. And make it, let's see, so now let's adjust and do our bit what we want to. Adjust it and see what would be the appropriate settings which we want right now. So adjust and see what would be the appropriate setting which you can use it. Feel free to adjust it. So now here you can see there is 600 adjust the edges, go 0. Now let's see what has happened. It's not so smooth. But the effect which you are looking for is not coming. So we need to adjust our settings more. Here you can see if it has started coming. Let's make it 0. Let's bring it towards front and let's increase it. You can see it's starting. Here you can see let's increase it, and yeah, I think we are good to go. Yes, so now let's make this one, or let's make it 0. Yeah, now you can see perfect circle, and it looks like it's blending with each other. So here you can see it's fitting it. Now it's like a drop. Okay, yes, now it's good to go. So now we will create different different colors and we will combine it together. And let's see, let's click on our shape layer and go to the different content which we have created. Click on content and let's duplicate the content. Let's change our color. Any color you can take which you think it's would be good. Okay, now let's click on U because we have already created key, so all the properties which have key in it would open. But as we can see, we haven't created our scaling properties or size property, so it would be difficult for us. So let's open our size properties. So let's go to endpoint and let's create one key and two key. Now we have created the keys of size property. Let's now press yellow U and press K to go to the next key on your timeline. And let's decrease the size. Let's decrease the size to around 300. 300. 300. Right. Let's go to the out point. Okay, now there are no key for scaling, that's why we don't need to create. Let's see what's the effect. It comes so it comes with the same movement, but the sizes are small in size. So now as you can see, when we play it, so the effects are really good. Let's go to clear our disk. We will create one more layer. So let's duplicate the shapes again. Go to the content and press Command D, and let's change the size. So you're free to do whatever you want to. So there are no set rules that you have to do there, you don't have to do that. Simply remember the fundamental of each and everything. Let's make it 100. Change this also to 100. Let's change this also to 100. Possible. Let's undo it. And let's make it 200. Now let's see the moment. Very nice. So now what else we can do? So now if we want to give rotation to the entire composition, to do that we will create one adjustment layer, go to new layer, or let's do it with null object. You can also do it with null object, and let's bring our anchor point to the center, and let's click on 3 layers, and let's click null object. Now anything which you do to your null object will automatically be replicated to the layers below it. Go to frame 3 and let's make it, let's make the revolution 1. So now when it's separating, you will also see the rotation to it. So like yes, but you can see here or let's do one thing, let's undo it, let's select both the frame, and I hope you know how to select both the frame by clicking on the parameters, and let's do it ease in, ease out. Now let's see the movement. Good. In the same way, let's select all the keys in our timeline, and let's select all the keys first. So you can see when we are pressing on any parameter, all the keys are being selected. Now let's go here, right click and click on ease in, ease out. You can see that the shape of your keyframe have changed. Now let's see. Good. So what else do you think we can do with it? Let's now if we click here, click on content, and click on visual, make it a visual path, click, now what happens? Now what if we pre-comp all the layers, duplicate the layers, and if we want to reverse our keyframes, now what we will do, we will go to, let me find where I can see that option in the menu, because I know the really short. Okay, now let's click on enable time remapping. When you click on enable time remapping, you can see two keys have been auto created. Go to point 1 and let's create one key, then go to point 3 and let's create another key. Let's select both the keys and reverse it. So now we can see 3 circles. Now let's see what does the animation look like. It isn't looking as we were expecting. So now let's do another thing. Let's cut the layer in between the animation. Let's delete the extra part. Let's select the layer and make it reverse. It's Command Option R to reverse your layer. So you can see one blue line underneath your layer. That means that this particular layer has been reversed as we reverse our keyframe. So let's play now. So now you can see but it's you can't see much changes. So let's undo all the things. Now if you apply your motion blur, so what will happen? So keep on experimenting with different type of things. So now let's do one more experiment. Let's duplicate our H tool and see what happens. So let's see why is the size being reduced. Let's see what are the effects which is this good to go. So likewise you can make any type of bubbly effect by using shape layer and by using roughen edge rough edge effect by going to effects, and you can explore different type of effects that are present in After Effects. By clicking each and every effect, you can see what all does it do to your layer. So for example, let's play with different type of effects which are available in After Effects. I don't know why what's happening today. It's crashing too much. So now I think we are more or less satisfied with what we have made. One thing, let's try. Let's click here. Let's click on shapes. Let's click on. Okay, now let's try to apply different type of effects to our layers and see what does it do. So there are two different ways to apply effect. One is the effect will be applied to your entire composition, entire layer, and there are some effects which are available with the shape itself. So for example, these are the effects which are available here: zigzag, wiggle, and so on. So let's apply and see what happens. So let's open the parameters. Here you can see different type of options available with it. So let's zoom in so that we can clearly see what's happening on our. Let's go to this and let's delete it. Okay, now let's again go to the content and open our effect. So now when we increase it to let's increase it to around, you can see slight movement in your on your screen. Okay. Now let's create the keyframes and let's see. Let's make it 20 and let's make it 100. Smooth. Now let's see what's the difference it makes. So the difference is not so notable. So let's go on to zigzag. Let's apply some other effect. Let's apply zigzag. And now let's see temporary phase, like every 2 seconds random speed. Good. Let's come to point 0. Let's create wiggle every seconds. Let's make it 6 plus chill phase and temporary phase. Let's do it 1. Let's create a random settings and create it 10. Let's go to point 0. That's it. So this way you can apply different type of effects to your shape layer. Now here is one repeater. So what does repeater do? Let's click on it, and here is what it does. It basically repeats the things. So it looks like that it's the green color has been destroyed, but actually if you see, let's offset it first so that it's visible what have it done. So let's make it 10. So it have basically made replica of the green layer. So let's make the copies 2 and let's see, right? So likewise you can apply different type of effects to it, and you can see what it actually does. So let's delete this also. Now because we were on the green shape, that's why the effects have only come to the green shape. So now let's merge path, let's twist, let's apply twist, let's open twist and let's make it 70. Let's make it 90, and now let's see. to make keys. Let's make it 0 in the starting, and while on the 3 second, let's change it to 180, and let's play it. Or let's do one more thing. Let's in the center, and at the end let's make it 0. So it looks like as though you are shaking your cup, and when you are shaking it, let's play with the angles, and let's make one more key. Now go to your settings and change the y-axis to 190. Now let's see. Right, now what happens if we take this to other shapes as well? Let's go to the endpoint, open the content and paste it. Now let's see. Let's apply some other effect. Let's apply round corners, but the corners are already round. Okay, then let's apply offset, parser, gradient path. Okay, now let's see what does it do. Let's create one key, go to point 3 and make it 6, or let's make it 50. Right, so it's going somewhat towards y, you can see it, and let's play it. Now while rotating, you can see shapes of that particular object are also being changed. Right, now instead of edit, go to 70. Good. Now let's go to our third shape layer. Open the content and let's apply some another effect to it. Say so let's again go to 0 1 second, click amount, go to endpoint and make it 50. Go to point 0, and now while rotating you can see that the path is being broader. Let's edit the value to 1. It's not looking good, so let's apply some other effect to it. Let's apply the canboard itself, and let's try to do the effect reverse. So let's do it t in the starting, and as it proceeds, let's make it 0. And let's rotate it and see. So now you can see there are different type of activities being done in your animation. So when you click it, you can see the shapes are being changed. It's shaking in your plate, and different type of shapes, different things are being done on the same thing. So that's the beauty of your shape layer and your effect layer. Now let's try one more thing and then end our chapter for today. Hope you are liking the chapter. Any question, any doubt, you feel free to ask to me. Go to rectangular, not the rectangular thing. Let's go to ellipse. Let's click and click. Stroke, I can't see the stroke. Let's change the color of stroke. To maroon. Click OK. Here you can see the strokes. So what we will do is make it round. Shapes, guess, make it 50 is too much. Let's make it 30. Right, yes. Dashes, let's make it 0. Or let's make it, but escape we are unable to see. Yeah. So now if we close the, but when we close our fill we are unable to see anything. So I think let's do it 34, and now if we close our fill, the fill and this is both length. I think because of our displacement, but let's see what has happened. It's like experimenting with things. So as the experiment is over, let's off our stroke. Now what happens if we create one adjustment layer and apply the rough edge to the adjustment layer. So let's see what we can do with it. So it's experimenting. The more you experiment, the better you understand your timelines. So what we have done is, first we have applied to the shape layer, and then we are trying to apply to our solid layer. Yeah. So each and everything is like merging with each and everything. Very nice. Oof, too much. Let's undo it, but good. Now what if we change our rough edge to somewhat rusty, and let's adjust different settings. Oof. What have this done? Let's soften it up. Oof. It has created one. It looks like that if it has created one solid line on the top of each and everything, which is not looking good at all. That's not good. That's also not good. Now let's see what it looks like that we have created some painting by hand, and then it's moving. Let's play with the settings. So it's like we have covered mainly two things in today's chapter. One is the solid layer and how to create the bubble effect and how to apply effects. So unless until you don't play with effects, don't play with the settings, nobody can teach you, because as I tell you in each and every chapter, there are no set rules to do anything. It all depends on you and your will to do things. So let's make a composition, let's duplicate the layers, and let's play with different ones. Let's change this scaling to 0. Let's see what right. So that's it for today. So what all, let's do a quick recap. So what all have we learned today? So we have learned, first thing and for most important thing, how can we apply effects. The second thing we have learned is open source layer, null objects. So null objects are empty boxes in which you can apply different things, but you can't apply effects. Any type of scaling, rotation, position keys can be applied to it, and whichever layer you sync with it or you parent that null object with, all the parent layers would react to things which you do in your null object. Adjustment layer we have used before also. Adjustment layers are layers, basically anything which is under those layers, and any effect applied to the adjustment layer will get automatically reflected to the layers which are underneath them. Then we have created shapes layer and have applied and played with different combinations. Post getting our effect which we want to create, we have applied different type of effects to it to see what all things does it do. Then we have taken one adjustment layer and applied the rough edge to it to see what actually happens if we again apply any effect to the solid layer. an adjustment layer, so that each and every effect we apply to that particular layer, we can see what effects or changes does it do to the layers which are beneath them. Then we have applied different type of, we have played with different type of shapes effects which are available for shape layers only, and have seen their effects on our existing projects. So that's it. Hope you have enjoyed it and you try different combination to it. Stay safe, stay home, and be safe and healthy. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Best of luck for your projects and for your learning. Thank you. Bye bye.